Hi guys, we're live. I am not sure whether that still automatically mutes me when I'm doing that countdown timer. So, see for anyone who's actually watching that, did you hear me opening my can of Iron Brew? Was there a random can opening noise when the countdown was playing? I'm going to watch it back now. I'm curious. But yeah, hey, hope you're all doing okay. Are we all? Scott says, yeah, I have something. Right, okay. So what it used to do is when I would hit the countdown, it would automatically mute my microphone. And then when the countdown ends, it automatically unmutes. So I could have been doing anything there. Do you know what I mean? I could have been saying all sorts of profanities. But no, all I did was open my can of Iron Brew. I'll need to remember that. I'll need to remember. Sorry, the dogs are making funny noises. I need to remember that I need to unmute. I need to mute and unmute myself. Yeah. How's everybody anyway? We all had a good Thursday. Anybody done anything interesting? You all know I'm drinking a can of Iron Brew. What have you all got? Actually, I'm kind of in the mood for, I don't know, a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or something. I might put an order in. Might ask Sandy to make me some. Kelly says was kind of bummed there for a minute. Oh, did you? Is it because I hadn't scheduled a live until the last minute? Do you know? I was working late tonight, so I've told some of you, but I've not told you all. So it's exciting, right? I am going down to the Tabby conference, which is down in Manchester. I'm going down tomorrow on the train. The conference is Saturday and Sunday, and then I get the train back on Sunday evening. So because I'm doing that, I'm not going to be able to kind of sign on tomorrow and do some work like I normally do. So I was kind of working late tonight to try and get stuff done. So that's why I hadn't had time to schedule the live, just because I was working. But I'm here. But yeah, I'm excited to go to the Tabby conference. I'm going to see lots of exciting people. I'll get to meet. Cashel Matthews is going to be there, and her husband John Matthews. And Mr. Chris Butler as well, whom I have just received a message from. 9. I will respond to Chris after my live. Where was I? Yeah, I was telling you I'm meeting some exciting people, so I'm really excited for it. It should be an amazing experience. But it was very last minute. I only decided last weekend that I was doing it and booked it last weekend. So get the train down, staying in a hotel Friday night and Saturday night, and then get the train back up on Sunday. And the conference is 2 full days, and I'll get to go to the Carter Awards. So I don't know if any of you seen, it was a wee while back, I posted about Malamir's deck, the Cat Aura Tarot. In a second, got a copy here. I keep this wee bit of selenite, this rainbow coloured selenite with the 7 chakra stones next to it. It goes quite well. But yeah, the Cat Aura Tarot is up for, oh gosh, is it the best indie deck award? So I'm excited that I get to go to the awards and cheer for Malamir. But there's also there's other categories and stuff, and there's other amazing decks that are up for nomination. The Alejandro Rosan, is that his name? Yeah, Alejandro Rozan, his deck, this deck, the Medieval Feathers Tarot, that's up for an award as well. So yeah, but let me just quickly show you Malamir's. If you haven't voted already, by the way, then I know Malamir would appreciate it, but I would really appreciate it as well. if you could find it, is can you even still vote? I don't know. Check it out anyway. But this is the deck, the Cat Aura Tarot. Stunning deck, stunning. If you've got her Chakra Healing Tarot, then it's similar cardstock to that. It's got these beautiful kind of a bluish iridescent sides. Yeah, it's a really nice deck to read with. I've read for Malamir with it, but I've read with it a couple of times. So yeah, that's going to be on the Saturday evening. So super excited. Hi, Didian. Sorry, I've not even gone down and said hi to everyone, and I'm already talking a load of shite. So hi, Jilly and Diane and Scott. Chris is here. Hi, Chris. Verdiad is here. Hi there. How you doing? And Tony and let's see. And Naomi, lovely to see you, Naomi. How you doing? Did I miss I Am Brew ASMR? Yeah, you did. Jackie, hi Jackie, how are you? Did I miss anyone there? That kind of jumped a wee bit. Sorsha, you're on. Hooray, you're on. Hi, Chris and everyone from Rose and me in quarantine for Rose's conjunctivitis. Oh, poor Rose. Water. I need to switch that up to a White Claw soon. Very nice. Let's see. Going to Manchester on Monday, says Ferdiad. Missing the conference though. Oh, that's a shame. Is there anyone here who's going to it? Because that would be bloody exciting if I got to meet some people. I didn't even thought to ask. But I'm gutted that it would have been so nice to meet you, Ferdiad. Let's see. Janine's here. Hi, Janine. How are you? Thank you, Jelly. And do a video on it. Probably not. I'm not much of a vlogger, Scott. I actually don't have the most steady of hand when it comes to holding like a video camera or something. But also, I've never done that, and I find that a wee bit of a brass neck, to be honest. I feel it out filming and stuff, and I still don't know how comfortable I would be with, like, because I would obviously be catching people in the video. And I don't know how comfortable I am with putting people on a YouTube video when they've not given me the permission. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Excuse me. Jen's here. Hi, Jen. And Debbie. And who else have we got? That's us. I think Naomi doing well. Everyone's staying the same. Dogs. Just fixing this. Oops. So I got this is like a kind of a white selenite stick that's kind of a similar, and that sits beside the Chakra Healing Tarot, and then I got the rainbow one to sit beside the Cat Aura Tarot. But now I'm trying to stand it up and it's not standing up, which is annoying. There. Sorted. Bit of a weather after. How's the weather in the UK? I mean, it's okay. It's not raining right now. It's not rained today. It's kind of a weird where it's not like the sun's beating down on us, but it kind of like when you're out walking the dogs, it feels really, really warm. Like you feel like you're out in a dead sunny day. Like just quite humid, I feel. So it's not the worst weather in the world, but equally not the best. then I don't know what the best weather would be, to be honest with you. I went and got my hair cut today, so I did. Made myself all pretty for the conference, you know. Let's see, I've got a spread for us. It's a spread that's kind of a Leo themed. But since we've just moved into Leo season, do a wee Leo spread. But I've got a package from the Heebie Jeebie shop to open. So I got a couple of things from their sale on Monday. It's been grey and rainy all day in London, which is what I always expect on my first day of summer break. Oh, that's a shame. Hopefully the weather gets a wee bit better as your break goes on. Right, will I open this box and show you? I really have moved my address off a bit. I'll just open the box up and then turn the camera on. But yeah, nice package, which is becoming a weekly occurrence for me, to be honest. I always end up getting something. But that's okay because, as Gerald always says, I am being responsible and having regard for my limits, practicing responsibly and knowing my limits. So we're all good. Right. Okay. So I should pick up the top. I will open this in a second. This is a bar soap. I don't know if I've got this soap before, if I've opened this before, but she sells these soaps and they're beautiful. So they're I ran out because they are quite small, so I ran out pretty quickly. But yeah, I needed to get a replacement. So that's my wee. It's kind of a sweet orange citrus burst cleansing bar, but I'm sure it's sweet orange kind of a scented, and it's somebody that she knows that makes them for her. And then I've got this. Sorry, Bertie, I've left you on the screen. Pretty as can be, thank you. I need to get a deck, be right back. Which conference is that? I came in late. It's the Tabby conference in Manchester that I'm going to. This is a wee piece of red moonstone. You can't really see it. You can kind of roughly see the flashes on it. But yeah, it's depending on how you hold it to the light, it flashes really nicely. Kind of a light moonstone does, but this is a kind of a red variant of it. So this is just a wee, if you'd call that a palm stone or just a wee stone, but yeah, it's pretty. She's pretty. It's been gorgeous in Fife for once. It's got lovely. New Moon and Leo. This is quite appropriate for the New Moon and Leo, isn't it? Sorry, Luna's sitting right beside me and crying at me. What do you want, sweetheart? What do you want? What's up? What's up? Go see Dad. Go see him. Where's Dad? Where's little Sola? Where is she? I'm away a bull in a china shop. See more surprises, yeah. Southeast of London, not too far from Crystal Palace. Hot and humid over here in eastern US. Sausage and Gospel Oak when not travelling. It's managing to be rainy and still humid here, worst of both worlds, says Verdiad. Red Moonstone looks like an acid drop hand candy. That looks nice to hold. It is. It is. It's a beautiful wee piece. Be quite happy with my current weather here right now. However, I'm freezing. Oh, I don't mean to laugh. But yeah, it's a shame, June. Luna loves the Moonstone. By the way, blooming well does. She's so. I've said this before, but I've got it's like a coffee table, but I've got it set up like in a friender over there, like kind of an ancestral altar type thing. And on it, it's like a food tray, a circular food tray. But it's like I set up crystals on it, and I always kind of set them up nicely, so it looks like a wee crystal grid. But they two are obsessed with it, and they always move the crystals on it, so they do. And sometimes I'll catch them; they'll like steal one and they'll sit with it. But yeah, like right now, it's like everything's been shooshed about because they've been messing with it. It's so annoying. Because I have everything sitting nicely, and then they move it. But, yeah, she loves a wee crystal. But that's dogs for you. It's cold. I'm melting. It's not even 90, just so humid. It's chilly. Naomi's saying, Jen, you're always cold. Okay, so the only other thing that I've got to open is this. So this was, I was tempted by an offer, as I am, as I can sometimes be. So it's a beautiful Medusa figurine statue. So she can sit like that, but she's gorge. I've got, who have I got? So I've got Lilith up here. Can't really see her, but I'll bring her down. I've got Lilith here. I've got Medusa. And then I also have somewhere, where are you? Where are you? Got a small Persephone. Where is she? She's maybe I've maybe left her on the ofrenda actually, because she is the goddess of the dead. But so yeah, so this is my new wee addition. You know how I love my snaky things and how I love my Greek mythology, so this was a perfect addition. Let's see, I'll pop you there for now. And you can go back up into your place. So those are my new things that I got this week. So yeah, what do you think? Let's see. Gorgeous, love Medusa. Yes, you can resist anything except temptation. Yeah, true. Yeah, no, I'm happy with them. I need to decide where Medusa's going to go, actually. I need to find a place for her somewhere. Yeah, hi Donna. How are you? Right, I feel I've made a mess now and I need to tidy up. Yeah, if I get anything else to share with you, anything else to tell you about? I actually think so. From the conference and my new goodies, I wasn't live last week because we had the funeral on Friday. That went as well as can be expected, really. I had a couple of readings that I did in the service. And Everyone was nice. It was a Catholic funeral because my gran was a devout Catholic, and well, I'm raised Catholic, but yeah, my family are all Catholic, so yeah, it was in like a church and done by a priest as you would expect. But yeah, so because me and my cousin were both doing readings, the priest had said, "Can you ask Christopher and David to come up early, like maybe 15 minutes, half an hour early, so that I can speak to them before and they can practice their readings and stuff." So that was fine. We went up and to cut a long story short, eventually the priest is there and we're talking to him, and it was me and David and Sandy had come up, because Sandy came up because he was with me. And we're chatting away, and then the priest had said, "So who's this?" To Sandy, and I was like, "Oh, and I was that's Sandy's my husband." And he's like, "Oh," and I was a wee bit not hesitant, but I was just like, "Oh, Catholic church, Catholic priest, they really want to say husband," but I was like, "Well, I'm not going to call him anything else," so I was like, "That's my husband." And he said something like, "Blessed be to God," or something like that. He says, "And you're all here together, blessed be to God," or something. Words to that effect. Quite an eccentric priest, I have to say. He was very, very nice and very good. Eccentric, a bit of a character. So that was what he said. So anyway, that was us. Finished practicing our readings, and we were just going to go and wait for the hearse and the limos to arrive with the rest of my family. And the priest said to me, "Do you mind if I have a wee word with you?" Like in the I guess the vestry, or the wee room just off the altar. And I was like, "Oh no, it's because I've got a husband. He's going to come in and talk to me about being a massive gay." But he didn't. It wasn't. All it was he had a list. So it was my gran, and she had like something like 15 grandchildren, 5 sons, 15 grandchildren, 5 great grandchildren, I think, or maybe even more. But anyway, my uncle had given him all the names, and he just wanted to check that he had the names correct. And he actually didn't. Like he had like Paul instead of my brother Daniel. He had Paul twice. So it's lucky that he did, because one of them was wrong. But yeah, that was all it was. He just wanted to check the names right. But there's me thinking the worst, which is something that I classically do. My mind goes to the worst. And this is why I'm not very good at opening up to people about like this, for example. People don't know that I've got certainly don't know I've got a YouTube channel. Generally, people don't know that I'm into tarot and this kind of stuff. Although I have to say I've been a bit better about that. I have opened up to a few people and kind of told some people. But it's because my mind automatically thinks the worst. So it does. It's like total catastrophic thinking, but I can't help it. I can't help but think, oh, everyone's going to, no one, like, people are not going to like me anymore, or they're going to think that I'm some weirdo or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it just goes to show, like, I just should stop being so fucking judgmental. But anyway. I like the citrus soap. I'm visiting a lavender farm this Saturday, and I plan to buy their shaving cream and soap. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Recovering Catholics like yourself make good occultists. They do. The Catholic Church is so occult, by the way. Like, the whole thing is so woo. Can we just appreciate for a couple of minutes? Like, taking the whole transmogrification, or is that even the word, transformation, whatever, the shape shifting of bread into some dude for 2,000 years ago, and wine into his blood. Like, that's magic, right? And then there's the whole ritual side of it. We were at a funeral, so of course they fling holy water over the coffin and go round it with incense. I mean, incense. I've got incense. fact, maybe I should light the incense. Probably better not, because I've closed that door and it'll stink out the place. But then, fuck it. Shall we light the incense? Let's light one. Let's do it for my wee gran. Oh, I hope I know you'll home. Whether it's the night of 16. Right, let's see. I've got Palo Santo and Florida water. I've got white sage and Palo Santo, or I've got white sage and dragon's blood. I think we'll go for white sage and Palo Santo. I love white sage. Does anyone use the aftershave spice bomb, the Victor Rolf spice bomb? I'm sure that's got sage in it, because I would never have known it before, but see now it's like I feel like I'm smelling sage when I smell it. It's a beautiful aftershave. For anyone that doesn't have it and wants to try it, highly recommend. I always steal Sandy's. There we go. More like that. Burn away. Oh, okay, dokes. So yeah, anyway, the point in me starting saying all that was to say that the funeral went well. A priest who is not only cool with tarot, also gay marriage. How right and great is that? Oh, he has no idea about. He doesn't know about tarot, Saoirse. I never told him about any of this. But yeah, he seemed to be fine with, you know, he seemed to be fine with, the whole husband thing. He didn't really bat an eyelid, except saying "Blessed be God," but that to me seems like a good thing. It must have been nerve wracking. Okay, it was, but to be honest with you, on that day, I mean, do you know that way? I think my mind was just like, I've got other things, like bigger fish to fry, like bigger things to worry about than what some guy thinks about me having a husband, Yeah, thanks, folks. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. Donna, hi Donna, how you doing? The way things are going in the world, I think most of us expect the worst. Yeah, yeah, you feel like it's like one step forward and two steps back sometimes, don't you? Just for some of the stuff that you see and read and hear, and yeah, I just wish everybody could fucking get on. Anyway, I'm not going to go down that. I'm going to go on that soapbox. Oh, thank you, Jen. That was really kind of you. I actually, in my work, I got nominated for this award. And it's only a nomination stage, so we don't. I'm not going to win it. Do you know what I mean? I'd be very surprised if I was even shortlisted. But I got a nomination, and it was by someone in my team. And honestly, like, just see see what this person had written was so nice. Like, just really, because I've never been nominated for that before or anything like it, really. And you kind of don't expect it. You just, I don't know, you just go and do your job and get on with it and go home at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? You don't expect to be kind of awarded for it, I guess. But just the nice comments that were put on the nomination, really, really sweet. But yeah, I don't even know why I'm bragging about that. I'm not really bragging. I'm just saying that it was just when I was talking that, like, Jen had put a really nice comment and it made me think about that. Unfortunately, there are good reasons to worry how certain people would react, though I wish it wasn't so. Yeah, absolutely. Being judgmental is a learned defence mechanism. When our safety can be at stake, can help us scope out how someone is going to react, but it can be difficult not to be a little defensive sometimes. Yeah, absolutely. Just be yourself, that's what counts. Yeah, totally. Definitely agree about the mystical aspects of the Roman Catholic Church. Yeah. I thought you weren't going to be on this week. No, so last week I wasn't on because the funeral was Friday the next day, but this week I'm on. I was kind of toying with the idea of maybe not being because I'm going down to Manchester tomorrow, but I thought, you know what, I want to see you all, and I've got my goodies to open, and I thought, let's go for it. A woody, spicy fragrance for men. Spice Bomb was launched in 2012. The nose behind this fragrance is Oliver Pulge. Top notes are pink pepper, elemi, bergamot, and grapefruit. Middle notes are cinnamon, paprika, and saffron. Base notes are tobacco, leather, and vetiver. Oh, there you go. That flies in the face of what I said then, doesn't it? There's clearly no sage in there. But I wonder what it is I'm smelling. It's maybe like the kind of maybe like the bergamot, the pink pepper, maybe. The pink pepper's probably a big bit of it, actually. Donna says, I can totally relate to you worrying about people judging you. I've been working on coming out of the woo closet here in my new homeland. Yeah, I totally get it. What I would say though, Donna, is like, in my experience, like so far, everyone's been either really nice about it, or at least really curious about it. I've not had any kind of a nastiness. And you know, part of that will be because I'm being selective about who I'm talking to about it and stuff. But even like in one of my team huddles a few weeks ago, we got onto the topic of like zodiac signs, and I was just kind of like, they were saying, oh, you know, they were talking. I think we were in Cancer season, and so it was last month. People were saying, oh, you know, the people whose birthdays were around about were like, oh, you know, so that makes us Cancer. Like, oh, what's the kind of characteristics of Cancer? And I was like, well, they're this and that and that. And then other people were piping in and saying, oh, I'm a Libra, but what does that mean about me? And so I was kind of open about that. And somebody did say, how do you know all this? And I just said, because I know some things. I didn't really get into it, but yeah. Donna says, last week I did tarot and oracle readings at our little local farmers market. I was very well received and pleasantly surprised. I'm pleased to hear that. That's good. And so it should be. You deserve it. A nomination is but thanks, Jen. Thank you. I have won one award in my adulthood for service to the pagan community. Not a huge one, but I'm proud of it. And absolutely so you should be, Kristen. That's amazing. Oh, thanks, folks. That is nice to get that. It's just nice when someone who you wouldn't expect kind of thinks about you and goes out of their way, takes up part of their energy and takes up part of their day to just do something nice for you and say something nice and recognise you, I guess. It's just really sweet. The nomination is the important thing because it affirms how well you're thought of. You're beaming. Congratulations. I love a sage clove cologne. Thanks, Chris. Don't be shy now, Chris. Oh, Karen. Hi, Karen. Sorry, Karen, have you been here for a while? You're there. There you're coming in. Sorry, Karen. I didn't see you. But hi, lovely to see you. And don't be shy now. Okay. I won't. It was a big deal for me after flying under the radar with my cartomancy. people know I'm into spirituality, but not cards. Last award I won was in college, and I didn't feel like I deserved it. I bet any money that you did, Donna, I bet you deserved it, and that you're just being overly harsh on yourself. People are way more curious about cards than what I'm used to. Think of it as inviting in instead of coming out. Do they deserve the gift of being invited to know this special part of you? That's a nice way to think about it. Let's see. I won a singing trophy in 2013. That was pretty sweet. Very good. We'll need to get you to give us a wee song sometime, Karen. And Sonios is here. Hi, Sonios. I don't think I've actually ever been able to see your picture before. But it's nice to see you. I don't think it's very often that you're able to meet alive. I know I see your often see you commenting on videos. So it's nice to catch you in alive at some point. And I hope I'm saying your name right. And if I'm not, please correct me. Like, tell me what it sounds like so as I can articulate it properly. But yeah, I've just been saying like Sonios. Obviously, up until now, I've only been saying it in my head, so it's been fine. But now that I'm saying it out loud, I'd like to get it right. It was an opera song. I worked my booty off. Well done, you. Yeah, I thought let's get out of anonymity. Oh, well done, you. It's lovely to have you. Everyone, let's welcome Sonials to the chat. I'm saying it perfectly. Go me. First time and everything. Oh, that's good. I'm glad. Well, yeah, it's lovely to have you. Feel free to chat away as much as you want. Everyone here is really friendly. I have a few short videos of me singing on my channel. I need to make a new video soon. I'll need to check it out. Take a wee drink. I'm not used to having something to show you. That I'm not now I'm like, gosh, what am I going to talk about? It's been that long since I've had to actually come up with something on the spot to chat about. Usually me talking absolute shite just comes naturally. I suppose we can always move on to the spread if we find ourselves so inclined. But yeah, has anyone been up to anything interesting? I suppose it's been 2 weeks since I've seen you. So anyone been doing anything interesting over the past 2 weeks that we've not heard about? What's on your t-shirt? I don't even know. It's a t-shirt out of like, I think I got it out of Primark or something like that. So I'm not sure. Do you know, it's not even a t-shirt. I don't really particularly like wearing bright colours and stuff. Usually I'll be wearing I like to wear black. Just because that's what I think I suit most. So this isn't a t-shirt that I wear very often, to be honest with you. I just flung it on today because I was working from home and I didn't need to be as presentable as I was going to the office. So you're seeing me in my comfies. Roscoe, hi Roscoe, how are you? You doing all right? Sweet fuck all for Jen. Still disappointed that the last spread didn't actually summon Pedro Pascal, but life goes on. Well, this is true. But then, I mean, if it summoned him, he would have been in high demand because there was quite a few of us doing that spread. Mind you, I'm sure there's plenty of Pedro to go around. Let's not delve into that one too deeply, eh? I'm sure is what Pedro would have said. My life is all about foster kittens these days. How are they doing, Kristen? How old are they now? They must be kind of coming on. But are they doing okay? I sold one of the tarot and moon guides. Oh, well done, you, Jilly. That's brilliant. So I've had the pleasure of being able to read Jilly's tarot and moon guide. So Jilly, if you are able to pop a wee link in the chat to where people can go and get it and the details and stuff. It's a very it's easy to read. It's interesting to read. It's not one of those ones that feels like it's going on and on and on forever type thing. It's quite snappy and I would highly recommend if you want to read about just there's different things, isn't there, Jilly? There's some tarot, there's some astrology, there's even a recipe for, is it garlic bread? Highly recommend. So Jilly, if you could post where we could go on and find that would be great. Let's see, Scott says, spent today in the sun building a new bed for my camper van. I didn't know you had I did know you had a camper van. You told me this, just you were away in it at the weekend or something, weren't you? But that's exciting, Scott. How did you go on building furniture? Because that ain't for everyone. It's certainly not for me. I think anytime I try and assemble furniture, there's always I always make a mistake early on that causes me hours of time, and I'm not very good at keeping my temper in situations like this. I get frustrated. See, I'm the kind of a person who will have a bit of a tantrum, but then I'm over it in a matter of minutes. I'm not the kind of a person who holds a grudge and can be in a huff for ages and ages and ages. I'm more explosive temper, get it out of the way, and that's it, done with. I think that's the sun. I'm a Scorpio, but Mars is the ruler of Scorpio, and I think that's very Scorpio. The temper tantrums. Weren't we all where do you had? Oh, the Pedro Pascal. The most exciting thing I've done in the past 2 weeks is see the new, I know what you did last summer, right? Inner cheesy slasher diva was living. Oh, I don't think I knew that there was a new one out. But that's exciting. That's something else I did, actually. I went to see the new Superman film last Saturday, which I thoroughly enjoyed, by the way. It was really, really good, and I would recommend it to anyone who is into Superman films or even just generally superhero films. Definitely go and see it. It's worth it. They've done a really good job. I haven't been able to hang as much because my twin 3-year-old girls are into everything. No, sorry, my twin 3-year-olds are into everything. Oh no. Oh, that's not so good. Hope you manage to keep them out of trouble. Yeah, tarot to summon. Tony visiting with my sister for a couple of months. Very nice. I've even been tending my herb and flower gardens. They're looking pretty stuffy now. Well done, you. I'm going to wait to see it tomorrow, Roscoe. Can't wait. Oh, I'm going to see it tomorrow, Roscoe. Can't wait. I can't read today, apparently. Those kittens are the cutest. They're doing great. They're 9.5 weeks now. The Tarot Moon Guide sounds great. It is. It's the Marmite of the franchise. People are loving it or hating it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. This is I Know What You Did, yeah? No. What was it? I Know What You Did. Was that the film? Jeez. Yeah, I know what you did last summer. Deary me. So let's see, coffee.littles in Crone. $3. I'll have them out every month. Sounds amazing. It is a beautiful and easily relatable moon guide, it is. And then Donna's got it, plenty of, so we've got Tarot Astrology, we've got Lunasat and Lion's Gate. I had a period when I had to move house half a dozen times in a few years. I became an IKEA ninja. Gosh, that's stressful though. Like half a dozen times in a few years, that's a lot. I was at Loch Lomond a couple of weeks ago. I won't lie, my nephew did most of the work. DIY is not my strong point. I didn't know you was live. I checked about half an hour ago. Yeah, sorry, Simon, that's my bad. I only scheduled it at the last minute. I was working, see, because I'm going to the conference at the weekend. I'm going down to Manchester tomorrow, and I was working late tonight, so I didn't get time to set it up. I only set it up quickly before I went live. So my bad. Superman is next. What's the other one that I'm wanting to see? The new Fantastic Four film is out soon. In fact, it might be out already at some point this week. Simon, you're seeing it tomorrow. Highly recommend. It's great. You're going to enjoy it. Let's see. Verdiad. I'm not sure where that comes from. So I was just saying hi to Simon. I love comics and DC, but I don't understand why they did yet another Superman movie. I mean, I guess they've done loads anyway. They've done loads of everything. I don't think it was a need. I think it was just more a let's do this. But I do have to say they've done a good job of it. It was good. I enjoyed it. No complaints here. I'm quite happy for them to do these things as long as they do them well. And I'm quite easily pleased, to be honest, as I'm sure Sandy would tell you. So I'm usually happy. Let's see. I must confess, I haven't touched cards since last year. Just been connecting with life through family and friends. Oh, that's fair enough, Naomi. I think we all go through phases where we don't feel as inclined to reach for a deck of cards, don't we? So, no, I totally get that. But maybe we can convince you to grab a wee deck for tonight to pull cards with us. Then again, maybe not. Maybe you won't feel like it, and that's fine. Live a little herb garden. So doing well, back at work, everything stayed the same, which is a good thing. Oh, that's really nice. Is it starting from the beginning, like OG Superman? So, no, not really. I don't want. I'm not giving anything away here, but for anyone who literally wants to know zilch, like mute me or something. But you know how the way that the Tom Holland Spider-Man films, they don't tell the origin. They don't go back into like how he became Spider-Man. Well, it's the same here. In these films, they don't go tell Superman's origin story. They just get right into it, kind of in the same way they did with Tom Holland Spider-Man. So you're not sitting through the same old story about how, Krypton was like exploding and they sent him to Earth and all that, it starts right in the kind of a thick of things. My twins just woke up from a nap and are waving and saying hi. Oh, what's your twins' names? What are they called, Karen? But hi, twins. I hope that you're behaving. I hope that you're not tearing the place apart and that you're being good and sitting nice for your mummy. Um, if they do enough, they'll get it right eventually. There's someone who's not as easily pleased as me then. I watched WandaVision and Agatha all last Saturday. You watched them all, like the entire series? That was good going. Did you enjoy them? What did you think of the tarot episode of Agatha all along? James Gunn wanted to reboot the DC universe because the other films weren't being that well received, going back to more comic book tone. Oh. That deck makes sense now, yeah. Loved both, although Wanda confused the hell out of me at first. Yeah, I was the same, by the way. And I've seen all of the films that she's been in, and I've seen everything. So yeah, I was totally confused, but then it kind of makes more sense as it goes on, doesn't it? They're Geminis like me, super chatty. Oh. That was the point. Nobody knew what was going on. I haven't seen any of the Avengers films yet. Literal twins and Geminis, as Donna's pointing out. I've grabbed the deck, but we'll probably struggle. We'll give it a go. We'll all pitch in and help each other out, won't we? Yeah, literally and astrologically. Nancy June and Becca Grace. Hi, Nancy June, and hi, Becca Grace. I hope that you are both doing okay. Are you going to be playing with some cards with us? Or do you have important snack business to attend to? Anyone else? Matronua? It's mind-blowingly good. Is this that new deck that you posted a video about? I've not saw it yet, but is it good? The tarot episode was great. It started off RWS and morphed into something else. Yeah. They got my sun sign and dad's moon sign Pisces. Needless to say, I can't keep them off my tarot table. How are we saying that? Is it Matronua? Matronua? It looks absolutely breathtaking. Nothing trumps true craftsmanship, in my opinion. They just perked up when they heard your voice saying their names. Yes, it's popcorn time. Oh, is it time for some popcorn? What flavour of popcorn do we have? Is it sweet popcorn? Kickstarter. What are you talking about, Kickstarter? Matronua. Oh, you're talking about the Matronua deck. That's on Kickstarter. It's the most beautiful pip deck I ever did see. Flash a cartoon image for the worst card stock. Yes, the worst card stock. That was a great vid, Simon. We all feel your pain. You're very intuitive, Chris Kettlecorn. being real about cardstock, I watched someone's walkthrough on the new Hedgewitch Tarot, and they were complaining it was flimsy. Not a Marseille gal, but that's stunning. I'll need to watch it. Right, I'm going to do the spread, but see, before I do, can you all do me a favour? So, my husband Sandy has started. He's actually got channels across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and it's called Ready Set Pool. I want everyone to follow him, give him a wee follow or subscribe, or whatever it is, whatever platform you're on. His videos are just like quick. It's like opening up trading card packs, but they're quite. I sit and watch them and I enjoy them. Yeah, he opens them up, and sometimes he gets a really good card and he gets excited, and it's funny. So, and he's actually set himself up. He's made it like a wee. I think I was maybe telling you about it before. He's made up a wee Wizard's Corner type thing. Put a link in your stories, and I'll drop a follow. Let me see if I can find something. Be able to find them on YouTube, I'm sure. And you can find, he's called the same thing on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, I think. Let's see. Channel. There we go. So he's got more videos on Insta and TikTok than he has on YouTube, but I'm giving you his YouTube channel, and you'll be able to, it's the same kind of a profile picture, so you'll be able to find his other stuff as well. Oh, there's actually a link to his Instagram and TikTok on his YouTube descriptions. There you go. But go give him a follow and check out some of his stuff. Can you say it again for the Americans in the room? It's called Ready Set Pool, but there's a link there, so you can go check it out. But yeah, anyway, check that out for me. That would be great. Right, will we get on and do some tarot? So I have got as a wee Leo themed spread. I thought, since we're just coming into Leo season, because Leo is such an amazing sign, they're all amazing, but Leo is particularly amazing. And I give Leos a hard time because they are typically the drama queens of the zodiac. But yeah, Leos are amazing, and I wanted to do a wee spread just because we're coming in. It's 4 cards. So I won't keep these too long. We 4-card spread, but who's going to be pulling with us? What have you got a deck that you're shuffling? What deck are you using? I've not actually even thought about what deck I'm going to use yet. I should probably think about that and look out a deck. Oh, will I'll use This Might Hurt. This Might Hurt Tarot. Karen's saying I should maybe use this spread on my Leo special. Very nice, Karen. Definitely. Scott's using the Unfolding Path. Sorcerer's using a bog standard TDM. Very nice. Ferdiad's using the Fyodor Pavlov, my current favourite deck crush. Simon's already in bed. Does that mean we'll be losing you to the land of Nod at some point soon, Simon? If I don't speak to you before you nod off, then have a good sleep. And I'll hopefully chat to you at some point over the weekend. Let's see, Chris is using the Orion's Animal Tarot again. The Dragon Tarot for Tony. Let's see, using the Metamuse Tarot. Donna, and Curious Travels for Naomi. Orion's Animal as well for Debbie. Very nice. I'll tag you, of course, if I do, Chris. I mean, feel free to tag me, but I'm not really that fussed about that, Karen, so I don't feel like you have to. And Golden Art Nouveau for Donna. Very nice. Oh, got into bed, checked my phone, and saw you were live. Yeah, that's my bad for not scheduling it until the very, very last minute. Let's get some shuffling. Okay. So this is called the Lion's Heart Tarot Spread. And this is about focusing on your own inner strength, your creativity, your self-expression, and the things that bring you joy and recognition. So the first spread position is called the Roar Within. I need to finish shuffle. I need to shut up and shuffle my cards and focus, and then I'll talk about the spread position. Okay, right. So the first position is the Roar Within. I've got the Queen of Wands. So the Roar Within is your core strength. So what is your deepest, most authentic strength and power? This card represents the natural confidence and self-assurance that resides within you. So let me just pop that into the chat. So the Roar Within. So for me, the Queen of Wands, my authentic strength and power. The thing about the Queen of Wands is how she's very good with people. She draws people in. She's got quite a warm personality, very charismatic. And when she speaks, people tend to want to listen to her. They tend to be interested. She's a popular person. She's one of the popular kids. So she is, but in the best way. Yeah, that's your Queen of Wands. So for me, I think my strength is in how I connect with other people. I've been told from different sources, people that don't know each other, so it's not just an echo of the same compliment, if you know what I mean. I've been told that I've got a knack for I know how to make people feel good about themselves, which is actually something that I take a lot of pride in, and it's something that I cherish. It's a superpower that I cherish, put it that way. So I've been in the different things that I do. So I do this. I obviously read tarot. I also tutor, and I kind of lead people technically in my job that I do. In each aspect of my life, what I've noticed is that quite often when people are struggling, it's because it's a confidence thing. Sure, there will be technical aspects to it. So, for example, if I'm tutoring maths, yeah, there will be bits of it that they don't understand and they need explained. In my work, sure, people might need help with the technical aspects of what they're doing. But for the most part, what people need is not to be just dictated to about, this is the way you work that out, or this is how you do that. It's actually, they need to be given the confidence to be able to do it themselves. And I feel that that's what the Queen of Wands is really good at, because she has that warm personality. But she's a queen, so she has that ability to kind of connect with people on a human level. She she inspires that confidence in other people. And that's something that I've been told that I'm kind of a good at, and it's something that I take a lot of pride in, and I would never want to lose that. And it's a strength that I try and play to as much as I can. So that's what that means for me, and that was harping on for a fair bit there, sorry. Ferdinand, you've got the Queen of Swords. So sharp-minded, very intelligent, but still a queen, so still able to connect with people on that human level. But just, I suppose it's just about bringing out that level of understanding in other people. So are you a teacher? I think you said something about it being something about term time or not being term time, or are you a maths teacher actually? Am I making things up now? I mean, if you're a teacher, then I think the Queen of Swords is absolutely spot on and great. Naomi's got the Three of Cups, friendship and rediscovering the ability to have fun. Definitely, definitely. And that's a nice strength to have, is to know how to let your hair down, isn't it? My strength is strength, says Debbie. So that's nice. That's that kind of a sense of self-confidence. And yeah, definitely, definitely you want to having strength is your strength. The King of Wands for Tony. So energetic, honest, diplomatic, generous. Definitely 100%. 10 of Pentacles for Scott. Nice. So let me see, what deck did you see we're using, Scott? You did tell me. The Unfolding Path, right, okay. I've got that, but it'll take me too long to find the 10 of Pentacles. I was just wondering what it kind of looked like. 10 of Pentacles is one of those cards for me. I've got to see the card to know how I'm reading it. Because depending on how the card looks, it can be different. You know, I can hone in different aspects of the, you know, of the numerology. But yeah, what does it mean to you, I guess, Scott, is what I'm wondering. Queen of Swords for Chris as well. Flowers and a hummingbird, giving flirty fave vibes. Nice. The Four of Swords for Forever Where After. Four of Swords. Four of Swords as your core strength. So I suppose knowing when to take a step back, knowing when to step back and look at the bigger picture and kind of let things work themselves out. Jilly got the Queen of Wands. Very nice, Jilly, same as me. The Ace of Wands for Donna. The Eight of Pentacles for Janine. Very nice. Really, I would get the sense that you're a hard worker from that you, you know, you're probably one of these people that has worked for every single penny, every single thing that you've got. The Page of Cups, Saoirse. So that's quite nice, quite cute. That kind of a sense of not naivety, but kind of naivety, but in a good way. Sense of adventure and just really open emotionally, I think, for the Page of Cups. And yeah, fair to you're a maths teacher. Well, in that case, I think your Queen of Swords is perfect. Page of Swords, my curiosity and love of research, very nice. The Devil, comfortable with sexuality and passion, also not afraid of going to dark places to help people. Very nice, Donna. Creating a place of sanctuary. And my Page of Cups, actually, I don't normally see as a plus, but we'll rethink. Okay. So pages, how would you read the pages? So you kind of you lean quite heavily into Vincent Petiti's way of reading, don't you? So how does he read the pages? I'm trying to remember what his keyword is for pages. You need to remind me, Saoirse, I'm not sure. let's see. Using my journey to the West Tarot, got the Empress. It came with the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so like abundance, but also quite generous and willing to share that abundance out, I guess. Lots of queens tonight. No comments is shared yet. Okay, cool. Card number 2 is the Creative Flame. Eight of Swords for me. So the Creative Flame, where you ignite, what creative energy or passion is seeking expression through you right now? This could be a project, an idea, or a way that you want to bring more joy and vibrancy into the world. Creative Flame. It's less Patisha, but more like that I get hurt and quite easily, and I'm quite childish. Sure, and those are definitely aspects of the Page of Swords, Saoirse, but sorry, Page of Cups. But there's also plus sides to that type of personality. So you're honing in on maybe the more negative aspects of that Page of Cups type personality. But see, on the plus side, the Page of Cups is gosh, right. So what would we say about the Page of Cups? Like they're so fascinated by the smallest. They appreciate the smallest things. You can do the smallest thing for the Page of Cups, and it will make their whole day. It will make their whole wide world. Let's see what I was talking about earlier when someone put me up for that nomination and made that nice comment. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's probably quite a small thing in the grand scheme of things, but it meant the whole wide world to me, and that kind of spoke to my kind of a inner Page of Cups. But there's that. There's just not got an absolute heart of gold. There's not a bad bone in their body, and they absolutely mean no one any harm. They connect like so deeply with people. So your Page of Cups is your kid on the playground who's going to have like one best friend who's just their whole wide world, and they just love them more than anything. And you know, if that person ever did anything to them, it would break their heart and it would be like the end of the world. That's Page of Cups. It's that pure emotional, like that raw emotional, like tangible emotion. And there's definitely like, it means that you're much more open and like much more connected and much more open and connect more easily to people and connect more easily spiritually as well. So there's definitely pluses to kind of that Page of Cups, and it's not just all about the negatives, because of course there is that flip side where their feelings do get hurt easily, and they can maybe be a wee bit emotionally immature, which I'm sure we all can be sometimes. So yeah, I think it's important to look at because everyone has positives and negatives about them. You know, everyone has their good side and their bad side. And it's the same with the quartz and the tarot. I do love giving gifts, says Marita. Something weird happened there. More joy and vibrancy into the world. Right, okay, yeah. So I just spread my comment over to comments. Sorry, I never interpreted mine. So let me just remind myself. So what creative energy or passion is seeking expression through you right now? This could be a project, an idea. Well, this kind of tells me that whatever it is, it's there's a block. In some way, I'm blocked right now. There's something that I could be doing, or maybe that I should be doing, or maybe on some level I want to do that's blocked right now for some reason. And I suppose my job now is to work out what it is that wants to get out and why it's blocked and how to unblock it. Oh, so thirsty. Okay, Jilly's got the world. Um, that so that does that relate to your, what was the word for it? Like your moon newsletter thing? Does that relate to that, do you think? Because that's a big, like, that's very creative, and you're connecting with all sorts of people doing that, connecting with people all over the world if I'll have my way and if people sign up to it tonight. Um, so, I mean, and the world card is like you're exactly where you're meant to be. Do you know what I mean? It's like everything is like perfect right now. That to me is what the world says. So in terms of like your creative expression, you're right on the money. You're kind of right. Everything is right where it's meant to be. So I think that's quite a nice card. Oh, two queens. Hello. So Queen of Cups. So Queen of Cups to your Queen of Swords. So one is very kind of a logical and very rational and very intellect driven, and the other one is very emotional. So whatever it is, whatever the expression that wants to happen, it feels like it kind of delves more into that emotional side than maybe the sharp tongued or the intellectual side. Again, cups and the element of water can indicate not just the emotions but the unconscious. So water relates to the unconscious, the deep kind of a well within ourselves, and like the whole kind of a spirituality side of things. And it's like the messengers of the unconscious as well, which is things like our emotions and our instincts and our dreams and things like that. So yeah, the water relates to all these things. So when we see cups, when we see a Queen of Cups, or someone who's very established in the cups, it's not just someone who's very established emotionally, but someone who's very established spiritually and all of these kind of a more kind of a deeper parts of ourselves. Someone who's much more in touch with all of that. So it could be in this arena. There's something that you want to do or you want to create, that you've been asked to think about. Let's see. 8 of Swords. Oh, so you're the same as me. You get the 8 of Swords as well. So maybe, Debbie, maybe we're blocking something from being created. Maybe we're both a wee bit blocked creatively. And I don't know if you're feeling the same, but I'm kind of feeling like I don't know what it is that I'm supposed to be creating, that I'm blocking somehow. So it's quite hard to know what it is that's causing the block, and I don't know what the thing is. But we'll see. Taro joining late. Hi all. I'm using Sweet Foragers, and I also got the 8 of Pentacles. Very nice. So again, if that was your first card, then that's saying you're a hard worker. I always think intuitive whispers for the Page of Cups. Page of Cups for Scott as well. Okay, lots of Page of Cups. Queen of Swords and then the 10 of Pentacles. Culmination following the first. Makes sense. Dive. Okay. 3 of Swords. Frustration threatens my plans, but if I hold on, they can be realised. Yeah, it depends on the 3 of Swords. Again, the 3 of Swords is another one of those cards I think I've got to see before I know how I'm reading it, because 3s are, creativity and expansion and things, and the Swords is the sort of the mind. So when you expand your mind, you're essentially, it's a card of learning. So it could be that your kind of a creative outlet is learning something new, throwing yourself into something new. Now, if I was to look at the three and it's one of those Solar Biscuit type heart with the three swords in it, then we would maybe need to have a different conversation about what that's telling us, which I'm suspecting, given how you've read it, it might be. But that's why I like a different three of swords. Like, for example, I like the Tarot of the Abyss because it has two different three of swords that you can choose what to use. Anyway, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. 10 of Wands, okay. So whatever it is that whatever your creative outlet is, just I suppose take care that you're not taking on too much. The Emperor for Donna, just drew this in another spread, my new stalker card, right, okay. The Lovers, again, finding different ways to connect, giving space to others. Very nice, Naomi. 7 of Pentacles, so both Pentacles cards so far for Janine. Creative outlet, okay. So maybe for you, it's about waiting for the right time or it could be, so the 7 of Pentacles is typically shown as like a harvest, isn't it? So maybe it's something that you're bringing to the surface. But if it's linked to the 7 of Pentacles, it probably needs the right timing. Whatever it is that you're creating or you have to do, you probably need to do it at the right time. Let's see, help people bear their burdens, sure. 10 of Pentacles reversed, there we are, there she is. Bringing us those reversed cards. Okay, 10 of Pentacles reversed, so I don't know how it relates to being a creative flame, right? But what I would say is when the 10 of Pentacles is reversed, we just want to make sure that we're not being taken advantage of or that we're not taking advantage of someone else. 10 of Pentacles, we typically see that scene where the old man has created this abundant life for his family. And so, on the kind of when we're looking at the shadow side of that card, sometimes it can be like, well, is he being appreciated? Are the family appreciating everything that he's worked to provide for them and, to give them? Or are they just in their own wee world and are they kind of like gotten to a point where they're kind of, I expect it, like a bit entitled? So I suppose 10 of Pentacles reversed kind of gives me those vibes, that kind of a entitlement type. So I suppose, and again, I don't know how this really relates to being a creative flame, but I would just say be wary of that, kind of those vibes around about you. So Karen, Page of Swords, and then the Chariot. My creativity is not meandering and ready to take me somewhere. Maintaining drive and focus to create, definitely. It's also, I don't know what your Chariot card looks like, but usually there's like the Charioteer and then the two horses or sphinxes. So is that you with the two twins? Because there's three characters. Who knows? Let's see, Moon Tarot got the Wheel of Fortune. Very nice. So whatever it is that you're creating, luck seems to be on your side. Chance, and I suppose just take a chance. The 9 of Swords about to happen. Maybe the ambulance I'm buying to convert to live in. Oh, not heard of someone doing that before. That's interesting, Saoirse. But maybe just don't overthink it, I guess, if it's the 9 of Swords. Might be that you're a bit like me where there's a bit of a block there. Or it might be that you're kind of you're within the creative flow, but The Nine of Swords can get quite overwhelming, yeah. So, yeah, just make sure you're looking after yourself, whatever it is that you're doing. The Knight of Swords really focused on writing and technical ideas lately. Just thought of that, and I've just started the guide for Virgo season. Very nice. You just put your creative endeavour into the world, Jilly. She sure did. I have 3 planets in Virgo, says Karen. Play Love Remembers here. Hi there, how you doing? No, I think you might be right, Chris. This 3 of Swords is just 3 swords facing downward, no heart. All right, okay, there we go then. So yeah, it might be more about like just kind of like it's a kind of an educational endeavour that you're going on. Oh, starting painting as a hobby. Oh, we love that. I do love painting. I've not painted in a few years, but I really enjoyed it when I was doing it. Karen, no sphinxes on my chariot card, but that would have been brilliant. The cat is in a chair with wings on it. Oh, very nice. We are happy to have you play Love Remember. Okay, the next card, the third one, third out of 4, so we're halfway there, is the Grand Stage. So my third card, 9 of Cups. So the Grand Stage, just copy this and put it on. So how can you best express your true self and talents to the world? This card speaks to your visibility, performance, and how you share your light. 9 of Cups, it's going back to that kind of an emotional playing field for me. I think that I share my light, and what was the question? You know, what's my arena? What's my kind of area of performance? It's in connecting with other people, really. It's about trying to create that safe space, that kind of a sense of community where people can come and connect. And one of the things that I'm involved in is the kind of a pride group, and I'm trying hard to. It's not just me, but we're trying to create a safe space where people can come and connect and chat about all things pride related, all things them related, and just kind of be their individual selves. So yeah, that's how that strikes me. Tony, you've got the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles. Excuse me, I'm yawning. So how you express as actions, I guess, that old expression of how actions speak louder than words. I'd imagine that's quite important for you, that you are putting your money where your mouth is, like you're walking the walk as well as talking the talk. You know, if you express yourself through your actions, then you probably find that you're the kind of a person that likes to kind of make sure that you do what you say you're going to do, type thing. The tower, Donna's bringing the tower down. You're like a wee ball of chaos, according to this tarot spread, Donna. Yeah, it's an interesting one. So we've got the Magician for Debbie. So the Magician as to how you express yourself. So I suppose it's quite the Magician kind of channels that energy. And the magician's like the one, so it's like the inspiration. The magician is the one that inspires the fool. It kind of takes these tools and shows them what their potential is. So yeah, however you're kind of expressing yourself, I get the feeling from that you inspire other people. Ace of Pentacles, very nice. Ace of Pentacles is your sense of expression. I'm struggling with your reading tonight, Scott, aren't I? Don't know what's going on. So the Ace of Pentacles as your grand stage and how you express. I mean, I suppose like the Ace of Pentacles is like the seed that then needs to be planted and nurtured and watered and looked after, and it needs the right conditions and all that. And I suppose it goes back to your other cards as well. What was it? The Ten of Pentacles is you are a very like, I don't want to give away your private business and stuff like that, but you're a very kind of a caring and nurturing person. You know, you look after people when they need it most. So that's a big part of you and a big strength that you've got. And I suppose it's just, you probably maybe don't think about it so much as like creative expression, you know? Because creative expression feels like it should be more like a hobby type thing, doesn't it? But it is like a core part of who you are and probably how you do express yourself. Yeah, I think that's maybe how I could see that. But you might know what it means, and it might mean something different. The moon for Janine, very nice. So your stage is like the moon is the card of all things weird. It's the twilight zone. It's like the nothing is as expected. So like you're kind of a like how you express yourself, and let me read that again. I think I'm having real trouble with this prompt. How can you best express your true self and talents to the world? This card speaks to your visibility, performance, and how you share your light. So the moon is like the reflected light from the sun. So it's maybe not quite in a direct way. Maybe you're sharing your light through other people vicariously rather than directly. So like for example, if you kind of directed, you know, plays or films, or, you know, if you're a creative director, then that could potentially be that type of thing, where it's not like you're kind of standing in the limelight and saying, this is me, look at me, blah, blah, blah. It might be that you're doing it kind of indirectly through something or someone else. If you're getting the moon in that position, you know, just because it's that reflected light of the sun. And the Nine of Swords for Ferdiad. So the world thinks I'm a nightmare. I'm sure it's not that. I would imagine, though, they're probably, if your Nine of Swords is how you express yourself, then I would imagine that you're really intense, in the best possible way, as well as I'm sure sometimes it drives people to distraction. But really kind of an intense, high energy. That's the kind of the way that I would read that. My true talent is utter destruction. Your tower. The King of Pentacles for Moon Tarot. Nice. We've got the Ten of Pentacles for Ten of Pentacles is coming up a lot today. Oh, excuse me. The Four of Cups, I guess, being grounded with affection for those around. definitely. Queen of Swords, 10 of Pence, and 7 of Swords. Tardigrade. This reading is speaking to my next endeavours, studies and creativity, to plan for the long future. Weirdly apt as always. Good. I'm glad it makes sense for you. I'm really such a boring person to that. No, I bet you're not. I bet you're not. No one who gets as many reverse cards as you do, Donna, could possibly be boring. The Tower for Naomi as well. So by rebuilding myself on a more positive outlook, can't change the foundations, but can rebuild a more stable outlook. Love that. High Priestess for Forever Whereafter. So you maybe express yourself you're maybe quite selective about how and when you kind of express yourself and show yourself off. High Priestess is quite the High Priestess is not always outward, can be quite reserved and is quite happy to sit in silence sometimes. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Love your take on the Magician inspiring the Fool. Thanks. Glad it was helpful. Queen of Wands, lead with warmth, charisma, magnetism, and bold creativity. Nice. The Queen of Pentacles for Marita. Okay, so you're that safe space then, Marita. Makes a lot of sense. Very much struggling with tonight's cards. Yeah, no, it does. I think it makes sense when you look at it from that point of view. It's what that usually happens when I do these. Catching a break today, says Karen. Yeah, I mean, I struggle a lot with cards as well. And as much as I'm talking about my cards when they come up, like, what I will probably do is sit with those cards. I'll have them sitting on the stand and I'll look at them every so often. And they'll kind of a tarot spread needs to marinate. Do you know what I mean? It's not a kind of a quick thing. It's something that's best appreciated over time. So yeah, don't worry about it. Hi Michael, how you doing? It's lovely to meet you. Let's see. Quirky and mysterious, definitely, with the moon card. A Night Owl, 9 Swords. Yep. I've been told I'm a bit intense. Okay. I've been told I'm deep, says Play Love Remember. May I ask what's going on? You absolutely can ask. We are all pulling cards together. So this is a tarot spread. I am putting the positions in the chat and everyone's got their own cards and they're pulling their own cards from themselves and we're all sharing what cards we're getting for each position. So we're on position 3 right now, which we're just kind of coming to the end of. But position 3 is, let me find where I put it. So position 3 is the grand stage, how you express. How can you best express your true self and talents to the world? This card speaks to your visibility, performance, and how you share your light. So, for example, I've got the 9 of Cups, and for me, that's a card we see someone who's creating this safe space for people, or this kind of this warm space where people can come together, be that a family or a community, but it's about the emotional connections. It's maybe not so much about a space for intellect or learning. It's maybe not so much a career space. This is about the emotional connections. So I express myself according to this card by creating that space, a safe space for people to come together, to be a community, to connect with each other. So that's my example. you'll be able to look down the chat and see what everyone else is pulling and kind of what their thoughts are. I'll usually go down and say, give what my thoughts are on some of the card pulls. But yeah, that's what we're doing, and you're absolutely more than welcome to join in. Let's see, we are doing a Leo themed tarot spread. Yep, definitely a safe space. Play Love Remembers Sun is in Leo. Very nice. So is it your birthday coming up then? My North Node, Leo, is in the 5th house. Leo's house. Yeah, I'm a Leo moon. Rolling on the floor laughing for a second. I thought those were bowling pins instead of faces. Oh, on the card, right, I've got you. Okay, the last spread position is the Lion's Pride. Let's see what I got. Oh, I've got the Page of Pentacles. The Lion's Pride. Okay, so the Lion's Pride, your fulfillment. What will bring you the greatest sense of accomplishment, joy, and positive recognition? This card points to the rewards of embracing your Leo qualities. So what brings you the greatest sense of accomplishment, joy, and positive recognition? So the Page of Pentacles, that to me, kind of might be hinting towards... So the Page of Pentacles is a student of sorts. Well, I suppose all the pages are. But the Page of Pentacles is someone who's learning their craft. Now, I don't know if that so much veers towards me learning my craft, or if it's more playing the role of that tutor type role, that teacher type role that I like to play. So is it because we're talking about like me kind of trying to be this safe space and all that. So what brings me the greatest sense of accomplishment and joy and positive recognition is, I suppose, seeing my students succeed, seeing the people that I'm trying to help, like being able to help them and being able to see that positive difference in someone else. I'm in Gemini with a Taurus moon, says Karen. So for card number 4, you've got the 9 of Pentacles. Greatest sense of accomplishment. Like 9 of Pentacles to me is about accomplishment, and it's about enjoying the things that you've worked hard to achieve. So maybe what gives you that sense of accomplishment is actually at the end of the day when you stop and reflect on your day and kind of give yourself a bit of a pat in the back for everything that you've done well, and you kind of take some time to chill out and just enjoy the luxuries that your hard work has been able to provide. So I suppose it's about just like giving yourself that time, that reflection time. And then we've got the Page of Wands. Do you know, every time I see a card up in this spread, I'm finding myself having to go back and look at the prompt again. And I don't know if it's my brain feels quite, the distraction that I can sometimes be quite bad for, feels like it's ramped up a wee bit tonight. But I think as well, it might be because the prompts are so long. So this is about what brings you the greatest sense of accomplishment and joy. Tony, you've got the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands to me is the adventurer. It's someone who's enthusiastic and wants to go out and discover new things, and they've got lots of new ideas and they start new projects and all of that type of thing. So what brings you the sense of joy? it's that kind of a sense of adventure and the kind of the idea of going out and finding something new. The Ace of Cups, again, you've got an ace, which is similar to a page in that it's that kind of that sense of novelty, that sense of something new that you're diving into. But the Ace of Cups is like that kind of a new sense of connection, new sense of love. But I always see the Ace of Cups as being about self-love. So again, might be in a similar vein to Donna's Nine of Pentacles, where it's about what brings you that sense of joy. It's a wee bit of self-love at the end of the day. It's about just pampering yourself and looking after yourself at the end of a long day. And Six of Pentacles for Naomi, sharing with others will help me find balance. This should bring me some joy. Definitely love that. I've loved everything that you've said about. You've always had something to say about your cards, Naomi, and I absolutely love everything that you've said. The Sun for Jilly. So, well, that's nice. That is all about having that sense of joy, isn't it? And just that kind of so if we're linking that to your project that you've got going on, it's the recognition that comes from that and the joy that brings you. Let's see, 10 of Cups for Ferdiad, and Karen had 3 fly out. One last. Let's see, 8 of Batons for Sorsha. So social, inspirational, spiritual accomplishment, maybe. Potentially, yeah, definitely. So you're 8 of, so if you're looking at a Marseille deck, Sorsha, the 8 of Wands is like the 4 is 4 and 4 and they're crossed over each other. Now I always think of the 8 of Wands. So 8s it's a number of advancement, and it's a high energy. It's a high number. It's high energy. There's quite often associated with movement and momentum. But then in the Marseille we see these swords crossing over each other, and you almost think, right, well, you've got like this big X right in front of you. How can that possibly be about like movement and advancing and moving up in life? But then I thought, well, if you lay them flat, it's almost like a trampoline, the way that the wands are all weaved together. So it's like, it's not like you're trying to pass by that big X, but that X is like kind of you're bouncing on it, and it's taking you to new levels. So that's just a wee way that I've kind of seen that 8 of Wands ever since I kind of thought of that. So yeah, the 8 of Wands for me is about advancing to the next stage. It's about what's the word? Like transcending. So definitely your sense of joy seems to be from like, right, I've done that thing and now I'm moving on. So like you're going from your situation right now, for example, and then you're saying that you're buying this ambulance and doing it up to be your new home. So it's like that sense of moving on to the next exciting thing that brings you that sense of joy. The Empress, very cool, very nice, yeah. The Empress, definitely that sense of that kind of abundance, sensuality, and definitely kind of connecting. And remember that the Empress is like the female ruler, yeah. The Empress is that. Sure, it's about creativity and creating new things, and it's about birthing new things into the world, yeah. But she's a badass. She's a powerful individual. She's the ruler. But she's, in my opinion, she's a much better ruler than the male counterpart, the Emperor, because whilst the Emperor can kind of lay down the law and tell you what the rules are, the Empress will not just tell you what the rules are, but she'll sit with you. She'll sit and have a cup of tea and have a conversation and say, well, what do you think? What do you think it should be? She'll have a conversation with you, and she'll almost get you to where we need to be, where you need to be You know, she's one of those people that can make you get there and make you feel like you came up with the idea. Do you know what I mean? So definitely love the Empress and love it for that position. The King of Swords, being right brings me joy. Yeah, I think yeah, being right, but the truth, you seem to have a very high regard for honesty and the truth and the facts of the situation. But yeah, just like kind of a people that are straight talking, and you probably don't really have much time for bullshit. And probably like kind of a things like bureaucracy and like political situation, not political, but you know how when you talk about things getting overly political, like in the workplace and stuff like that, like workplace politics, that type of thing, you probably feel like you don't really have much time for that shite, and you would rather just everyone was straight talking and said what they meant, and yeah, things being out in the open and upfront. Yeah, you've got the Ace of Swords. The book says, I'm on the verge of a breakthrough. The Eight of Swords blockage be damned. Yeah, the Eight of Swords in that second card. So maybe the Ace is kind of just cutting through that uncertainty, that blockage. I best get going and actually chat to Dean before he leaves for work. Awesome to have been here. Big love to you as well, Jen. I hope you have an amazing day because you're kind of just getting up. Tell Dean we hope that he has a good day at work. So justice is bringing you joy forever whereafter. So balance and things all being kind of as it should be, all things being fair and right and just. The Chariot, so things moving forward, things progressing. For you, Marita. I think it's the joy of bringing something useful to the community and the joy of creating. My reading was very nice. The Eight of Pentacles being the hard work. The Two, benevolent turn of fate. Number 3 being the King of Pence, providing security. And number 4, the Ten of Cups. What's WOF? Wheel of Fortune. Got there in the end, didn't I? Benevolent turn of fate. The King of Pence, providing security. And then the Ten of Cups, wishes realised. Nice. Karen, the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Magician. So stable, building fiery visions, mastery, and my craft, and the Magician, master and manifestation. So your Knight of Pentacles, your King of Wands, and your Magician. Those are like 3 interesting energies to be kicking about with each other, aren't they? Because you've got your Knight of Pentacles, who's very stable and very much wants to move at his own pace and only kind of move forward when he needs to and when it makes sense to. And then you get your King of Wands who just hates sitting still, and you've got your Magician who's Mercury, whose job is to be darting about all over the place. So it's like you've got this progression of movement there, this progression of advancement. So where do you feel the most joy? It's hard to interpret that because it feels like you've got from one end of the spectrum to the other, doesn't it? But definitely there's like a sense of like mastery there, a sense of mastery, a sense of willpower, a sense of knowing what the F you're talking about and what you're doing, I guess. I've just remembered your twins are listening to me, so I should not be saying any sweary words. Love the bouncing 8, yeah. No simple task there. I have high standards. I love learning about manifestation. The Empress is a facilitator. I thought I would be very rusty tonight. This reading has felt really good. I'm so glad I got a chance to catch up. Thank you for being here, Naomi. I've really enjoyed seeing you. Venus, beauty and art and love, and you know your value. Seeing those I care about moving forward and their accomplishments makes me feel very happy, especially when I was of assistance, definitely. I have to go as well. Time for supper here. Well, lots of love to you and to Mark and Bennett and Henry and everyone else. You know what you want and you're moving towards. I'm Gemini and I'm here, there and everywhere. Grounded manifestation. Press your ability to handle all the comments. Thanks very much. Definitely a safe space. Got to go. Lovely day and night to you all. Thank you. That's really kind of you to say. It can be a lot, but I enjoy doing it. Yeah, it was fun. Definitely past Ferdiad's bedtime as well, even if it's not a school night. Okay. Yeah, we're just coming up for 11 o'clock. So yeah, that's the end of the spread, folks. The only other thing I'll usually do is I'll either kind of a look at the bottom of the deck. So if anyone else does that, I've got the High Priestess at the bottom, and that kind of just gives a bit of a general theme as to the reading. So actually, the High Priestess makes me think that this might. So I've been interpreting this in a certain way, but it might be talking a lot about the. I'm going down to the tarot conference and I read at the tarot markets and stuff, the witches markets and that. Might be to do with that. So maybe I'll look at this in that context. Maybe I'm blocking myself. Maybe there's more that I could be doing and maybe there's a bit of a block there. Anyway, that's something for me to think about. I also like to kind of add up the cards and reduce it down to see what the number is. So like queens are 13. Pages are 11. So 13 and 11 is 24, plus the 8 is 32, plus 9 is 41, and then 41, 4 plus 1 is 5. So that all reduces down to 5, which is the High Priest or the Hierophant, counterpart to the High Priestess, which is interesting. But the Hierophant for me is the teacher card, it's the learning card, it's the kind of the going back to school type card. So yeah, maybe I'm going to be learning things this weekend, and maybe there's more that I've been learning astrology and stuff like that, so maybe I could be doing more in that vein. That might be kind of what this is talking about, but we'll see. I'll have a think about it. Thank you, Chris. And all. I got the Hierophant forever learning for your bottom card, Naomi. King of Wands, Happy Leo season. It's a lion. Self-limiting belief, always a thing here. Working on it. Page of Wands on the bottom for Marita. The Empress on the bottom for Karen. Bottom card is Judgment. Need to discern maybe. Thank you for this. You're very welcome. That's all my Venus. Got the Devil for your bottom card, Ferdiad. Okay. Well, folks, I am going to say thank you so much for spending this time with me. Thanks for pulling cards with me. It's been lovely seeing you. Have an amazing weekend. Take care, and I shall see you all later. Bye, everyone.